Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Danny Taylor, co-owner of Vegan Proteins Online Coaching, and I am sharing with you an oldie but a goodie. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make your very own homemade Beyond Burgers. So I actually made this video almost a decade ago on this channel, and approximately 6.5 of you watched it. So since we have way more subscribers now than we did back then, I figured I would share it with you guys again because I really think that this one should be made by the masses. I think you guys are really gonna like it. So Beyond Meat is probably the most popular mock meat brand that exists today. That was not always true, but when they came along, they kind of swept through everything, and I appreciate the company for what it's done in terms of getting non-vegans to try some of these mock meats, but I gotta be honest with you, it is probably my least favorite brand of mock meat, tied with Impossible. I know those are the big guys, but like I do not like them. Like I'll eat it if it's the only thing available, but for the macros that are in the mock meats, it really, I feel like, gives mock meats in general just a bad name. So the Beyond Burgers right now, they came out and tried to make them more healthy, so they had less coconut oil in them, which like had jacked the saturated fat through the roof. But even still, Beyond Meat burgers today are around 230 calories, 14 grams of fat, about 7 grams of carbs, and 20-ish grams of protein. And a lot of that is saturated fat. The burger that I'm gonna show you how to make today is a huge burger patty. It's 248 calories, 1 gram of fat, 35.6 grams of protein, and 20 grams of carbs. And it's not gluten-free. So the Beyond Burger, one of the perks of it is that it is gluten-free. This one is not gluten-free. You could always try swapping out the Vital Wheat gluten for a chickpea flour or even an oat flour, but it is going to change the macronutrient content, and it might hold together a little bit better. I'm not sure. You guys try it. If one of you tries it, let me know. But before we get into it, if you are a vegan who is looking for high protein, healthy vegan recipes to help you build muscle, burn fat, or just transition to a vegan diet while still enjoying the foods that you've loved your whole life, be sure to hit subscribe because we put out new videos every single week. Without further ado, let's get in to making this guy. All right, we are going to get started with 1/2 of a large onion, 4 cloves of garlic, and I'm using 2 small cans of whole sliced mushrooms that I drained, but you could also use fresh mushrooms and you would use about 2 cups worth. And I am just going to pulverize this until it is almost a paste, or at least a super fine dice. I probably should have rough chopped this onion a little bit more before I put it in there because it took quite a while of pulsing and scraping it down with the rubber spatula to get it to the texture that I wanted, so you can go ahead and do that. Let's take it to the stove. On a large skillet over low-medium heat, I am just going to scrape all of that out into a cast iron skillet that I've lightly spritzed with cooking oil. And you can see there's a couple of large pieces of onion in there still. I just pulled those out. And I am just going to spread that around and let it cook while I get the rest of this going. Just be sure to keep an eye on it. So I have 2 cans of sliced beets here, and I'm pouring them in with the juice. You want to make sure you're not getting pickled ones, just regular is good. And I'm going to add to that 1/2 cup of low sodium soy sauce and 2 teaspoons of liquid smoke. Then I'm going to go ahead and add a cup of hot water. I really just want to stir this up, so I probably could have just dumped it in the bowl because once I put it in the food processor, it was really full and I was afraid it was going to spill over. So your mileage may vary here. You can add the hot water now or in a minute. In a large bowl, I'm going to go ahead and add 4 cups of TVP, that is textured vegetable protein, and I am going to dump the beet mixture all over it, mix it up, and let it sit for at least 5 minutes. Heading back over to the stove, I'm making sure to keep an eye on the onion and mushroom mixture, and I am just scraping it around in that pan. I want to see it shrink by about 1/3 of the size that we started with, and I like to start to see some little brown bits on the mushroom mixture itself. Once I'm starting to see that, I'm going to go ahead and add my spices, which is 2 tablespoons of dried parsley, 2 teaspoons of cumin, a teaspoon of black pepper, and I'm going to mix that around, cook it for about 1 more minute just until those spices toast, and then I'm going to take it off the heat. Right around now is a good time to preheat your oven to 350 degrees. I let the mushroom mixture cool just a little bit before I added it to the beet TVP mixture here, and I'm gonna mix it all in. And then I let this sit on my counter for about 15 minutes before I started the next step, just to make sure that I could handle it with my hands and it wasn't too hot. Once I feel like this is cool enough that I can handle it, now we start the fun stuff. Because as of right now, we just have a TVP mixture that there is no way that this is gonna stay together if we try to form it into burger shapes. So we are whipping out the Vital wheat gluten. Someone is gonna ask, is there a way to make this recipe gluten-free? The answer is, I'm not sure because I've never tried to do it, but I assume that you could probably use a chickpea flour or an oat flour for this part, and it would have a similar outcome. Not exactly the same, but similar, although it would certainly change the macros. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add this wheat gluten 1/2 cup at a time, and this is very, very important because we want it to incorporate. And if you try to dump it all in there at once, you're just gonna end up with a Vital wheat gluten lump, and none of the TVP is going to be incorporated into it. So we're gonna add 1/2 cup, and then we are gonna stir it all the way through. Once I get to about 2.5, 2 3/4 cup of Vital wheat gluten added, it's time to really start using my hands here, and it gets more difficult once you get to the hand stage because you really want to make sure that you are incorporating it all the way to the bottom. Don't leave lots of TVP down at the bottom. Yes, some of the TVP is gonna crumble out, but we want as much of it to stay in a cohesive ball as possible. And if it starts to fall out, I'll show you later how you just kind of mush it back in. But I gotta say, I couldn't have picked a worse recipe to make today because I have a fractured or a sprained thumb or something on my left hand, and it is just freaking killing me the entire time because you do really have to work this burger dough. So my bad for all the ouches that I keep yelping out during this particular video. Ow, I should have picked a less thummy recipe for this week because my thumb is sprained or fractured or broken. Time to form the burgers. So I actually tried this 2 different ways here, and I wish I had gone with the second way first. It would have saved me a little bit of time, but this recipe makes a lot of burgers. It makes 16 burgers. So what I did was first I just cut the whole ball of burger dough, let's call it, in half, and then each half I turned into a round little circle and cut into 8 pieces like a piece of pizza. But as I was forming these into kind of little meatballs in my hand, I realized some of them were much bigger and some of them were a bit smaller. So after I did this and realized the disparity between the 2 different types of sizes of burgers was too much, I whipped out the food scale and decided I was gonna just weigh them to get them a lot closer that way. So each burger ended up being around 130 grams total. And as you can see here, bits of the TVP started to fall out. That's okay. We just need to make sure like more than 90% of it ends up in the actual burgers, and it definitely did. So I have these little meatball shapes over here, and I ended up using a cookie cutter that I have that's just a round 3-inch or so cookie. Maybe 4? I should probably measure it. 3 to 4-inch cookie cutter, and just putting it around each of these and smushing them down to make a burger shape. And then I smushed them down just a little bit more after that because I want them to be roughly uniform in thickness so that they cook in the same amount of time. Then we popped these in the oven for 25 minutes, and because I had to put them on different shelves in my oven, I'm not just flipping them over at 25 minutes, but I'm also trading the places of the 2 cookie sheets. So what was on the top is now going on the bottom and vice versa, and we are gonna cook it for another 25 minutes. All right, taste test. This is gonna be messy, but I want to taste test it while it's still warm. Not an easy one to talk through. That is so good, and it's also so much cheaper than buying a Beyond Burger. So I really like this. It's chewy, it's meaty, it's hearty, it's really low in fat, and you can make it however you want to make it. Like obviously I did the whole bun with all the fixins, but you could You could have a lettuce bun if you don't like happiness, go for it. But again, just to reiterate, the patties themselves have 35.6 grams of protein, which is crazy. So if you wanted less than that, because that's a lot of protein, you could make smaller burgers. You could turn this into meatballs. You could grind it up and make it like ground beef sort of consistency. But what you can do with it from here, you can either reheat it right away. I just melted a slice of vegan cheese on top of it. Or you can stick the whole pan in the freezer until it freezes and then put them in Ziploc bags, freeze them till later, and then cook them the same way you'd cook any frozen like Boca burger, which is basically to reheat it in the microwave, the air fryer, or on the stove. And if you're gonna make it, I say make a lot of them because it'll save you time and money in the future. I can't wait to share this with Giacomo when he gets home. He's actually out at a competition right now with one of his clients who is competing for the first time. Good luck to you, Shireen. Which reminds me, I should probably tell you that we are not YouTube chefs. That's not what we do here. We are online vegan coaches. We have been coaching vegans to get in the best shape of their life since 2008. So if you're a vegan who's looking to either build muscle, burn fat, get in better shape, feel better, transition to a vegan diet happily, safely, sanely, and sustainably, that's what we do here at Vegan Proteins. That's what we've been doing for 18 years now. So if you're looking for any kind of one-on-one coaching, go ahead and fill out the coaching assessment down below. You'll hear back from one of us within a business day. Or if you want to join our Muscles by Brussels membership, we have our brand new app that I'm so excited to share with you guys. I'm going to leave a link for that down below as well. It also has access to all of the Vegan Proteins recipes in there, as well as dozens of meal plans, a food tracker, a progress logger, and a slew of different workouts to pick from depending on what your goals are. We also have live coaching calls, an awesome community. You can check that out down below as well. If you like the video, please don't forget to like the video, subscribe, hit the bell, all the things I'm supposed to tell you to do at the end of a YouTube video, and we will talk to you soon.